What's going on? Welcome to another player profile video. Today, we are taking a look at Oneil Cruz of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's get into it. This is Smarter Baseball, where we deep dive into everything going on throughout Major League Baseball. If you want to be a part of the channel and help us grow, like the video, subscribe to the page, and turn on notifications so that you can help the channel reach more baseball fans and you don't miss out on any future content. We are headed to 500 subscribers, and I want you to be a part of the foundation of this channel, so hit that subscribe button. Oneil Cruz is a 24-year-old shortstop of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He bats left, throws right, and stands at an enormous 6'7", 220 pounds. So far, he has less than a year of service time and is arbitration eligible in 2026, set for free agency in 2029. So first, let's take a look at his climb through the minor leagues. In 460 games, he held a slash line of 275, 341, 458 for exactly an 800 OPS to go along with 58 home runs. Now, a lot of advanced numbers aren't readily available for minor league stats, so what we had to do is kind of do some math on this and come up with whatever advanced stuff we kind of can. And looking at this, his strikeout rate was a little bit above average, but so was his walk rate. But the main tool that this guy has, with how big he is, he held a pretty impressive isolated power and an even more impressive home runs per fly ball. So we could tell pretty much right away, this dude had some pop in that bat. Now, for a big guy like this that swings a real heavy bat the way that he does, you would expect him to be primarily a fly ball hitter, and he did hit a decent amount of fly balls, but he was mainly a ground ball hitter, pretty much taking away a good chunk of his line drives to add on to these ground balls. So maybe it was something with the minors. Let's just see. Let's take a look at what he's done throughout the major leagues so far. In 89 games at the major league level, which I'll say right now is a small sample size, he's got a 235, 295, 456 slash line for a 750 OPS with 17 home runs. He holds a 108 OPS plus, 107 WRC plus, and has built up 2.4 baseball reference WAR and 1.3 Fangraphs WAR. So far he's been a slightly above average offensive player at the major league level. Again, small sample size, but let's take a look at his advanced numbers to see if he's stayed a very similar hitter or if he's made any changes so far. First, we can get into the power that we've already kind of touched on, and I can go over the advanced stats here, but let me just make it very simple for anybody that hasn't watched him, because if you have watched him, you already know where I'm going with this. When he hits the ball, he hits the ever-loving shit out of it. All of these advanced power numbers are ridiculously high. So is he maximizing that power? The launch angle and the insanely high amount of ground balls would say no. His fly ball and line drive percentage are below average. For a guy like this that hits the ball as hard as he does, you would want it to go in the air so that it can travel farther, and he's just not been doing that now in the majors or throughout the minors. Now, maybe this has something to do with his approach at the plate, where first, his strikeout rate is alarmingly high, like noticeably above league average. The walk rate is a little bit below, but nothing to be concerned about. So mainly with those strikeouts, that can be for a couple of reasons, but given the fact that his chase rate and whiff rate are both pretty high, when he's not swinging all that often, that probably means that he's getting fooled and he's struggling to pick up what kind of pitch is coming at him, so he's probably getting fooled on the off-speed and breaking balls a lot more. And the last part of his offensive game, his stolen base percentage right now is a little bit below average, but his extra bases taken this season was noticeably above average. So he might not necessarily be the best base stealer right now, but he's got some wheels and he's willing to gut it out and try to get that extra base going first to third or second to home on a single, something like that. So now let's take a look at his defensive game, where with Fangraphs advanced fielding numbers, out of 35 shortstops that played at least 500 innings this season, his defensive run saved is 17th, so right about in the middle, but his UZR per 150, outs above average, runs above average, and total defensive rating are all within the bottom 3. So he was not good defensively, to put it very politely. And finally, let's look at his Baseball Savant percentile ratings to see if this backs up everything that we've kind of figured out looking at his stats so far. The exit velo, max exit velo, hard hit, all of that. Like I said, when he hits it, it's gonna go a long ways. But as far as putting that together into an actual offensive game, he's still kind of struggling with that outside of what we see in the slugging numbers. Now, his approach needs a lot of work. Again, the strikeout rate is in the first percentile, about as bad as you can get, to go along with that whiff rate in the 4th. Now, the walk rate and the chase rate are bad, but not terrible, and there's still room for improvement there. The other stuff needs to be addressed right away. But then when we look at his sprint speed, 98th percentile, the dude is fast and has a cannon of an arm, even though, like we said, he's still struggling when it comes to the actual fielding part of playing shortstop. So who is Oneil Cruz as a player right now? I would say everything points towards this is a dude that has everything you can ask for physically. He has insane power, speed, a cannon of an arm. This dude is toolsy as hell. But as far as the fundamentals of the game, that's where he still has a lot of room for improvement. We see that when it comes to the plate approach stuff, the fielding, I mean, even down to the stealing bases, like that's a technical part of baseball. Not everybody that's fast is a good base stealer. I'm going on a rant with that. I don't need to go on. What this guy needs is to just learn the fundamentals of baseball. Keep learning it. He's a young guy. He's gonna improve on a lot of this stuff. I think once he can get that way more under control and he becomes more of a baseball player than an athlete out there, this dude's gonna be insanely crazy to watch. But that's if he can learn these intangibles and make these adjustments. Can he put together good at-bats to utilize that insane power that he has? Can he use that speed to get him to balls that other people can't get to and then make a clean play and use that cannon to get it over to first base or start a double play or finish one? And on the bases, can he learn, I mean, as stupid as it sounds, the technical stuff of base running and base stealing to really maximize that? The more that he can learn the ins and outs of baseball, the more this dude is just going to become an absolute freak of nature superstar in this game. So now comment down below, what do you see in Oneil Cruz? Do you think he can make these adjustments, or do you think there are other adjustments he needs to make? And especially Pittsburgh Pirates fans, I want to hear from you guys because you watch him way more than I do. So comment down below. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to support the channel, like the video, subscribe to the page, and turn on notifications. We are headed to 500 subscribers, and that's only the beginning. We're gonna blow this thing up, and I want you to be a part of the foundation of this channel, to be here from day one. Thank you again so much for watching, and even more for supporting the channel. If there's another player you want to see profiled, comment down below and let me know. I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you in the next one.